The Axie Infinity team has finally made a decision, and that decision is that Season 21 will be launching on April 25th. So that should be the last season of Axie Infinity Classic, and let's read through that update. So Jiho is saying that after consideration, they have decided to move forward with Axie Infinity Season 21 Classic on April 25th as planned, but there will be no balancing changes, and I'm not sure this is the right way to go about it. I understand that they don't want to use any of the developers' resources, but we'll read on that a little bit later. So here's why. We previously committed to having Season 21 and know that many of you were planning on one last chance to take it home with the Season Crowning Classic. Logistically speaking, running Season 21 will not divert significant resources from Origin, especially as we will not be doing a card balancing patch, and we are confident that you will continue to test and give us all some feedback on Origin, and Season 21 will not distract greatly from this process. So there's currently plan to test and upgrade Origin, whilst also having Season 21 run from April 25th until June 24th. And after that season is completed, we should be much closer to having the competitive pillars in place to embark Origin's first leaderboard season. At that time, we're also considering moving SLP worlds from Classic to Origin. So during Season 21 in Classic, they will be preparing everything to get ready for Origin launch, official launch for the season, so that you can earn SLP, earn AXS in Origin rather than Classic Axie Infinity. And regarding the balancing changes, I'm not sure that is the best way to move forward with Season 20. I think Season 20 was a very balanced game. Now, towards the end of it, we have seen one team be very, very good, and that team is Triple Launch Team. It's so good that everyone started using it, and top 10, even top 100 was heavily infested with Triple Launch teams. And since people understood that there will be no changes, everyone decided to start buying Triple Launch's team, and the price has started rocketing. So let's jump into the marketplace and see how that actually looks like. So looking at something like the Dusk with Cattail, Goda, Lunge, which is the obvious needed card, and then we have to round it up, we have a Sandal. Now this Axie used to sell for about $150, $160 for the highest health version before Season 21 launched, and now it has skyrocketed to $260, which is still relatively not that expensive for a top tier team if you're trying to put that together and you expect to win some money, whether that's through tournaments or whether that's through the leaderboard. But there's only 25 of these Axies available, so it's not that big of a market. If you want to buy this team, I would recommend for you to hold on and just wait for someone to breed out a little bit, or wait for people to start selling it, because it currently has been swept and there's not that many of them available, and everyone knows that this is a very good high meta team. So what you do is you get 2 of these, and for the back lane preferably you get another one that has Lunge but has a little bit of a different setup. So the one that was very dominant was Cottontail, Scarab, so that you can outplay, and a healing Axie. You go for the Lunge, still Scaly, what is it called, Scaly Spear, and then you would go for something like let's say right here, Razor Bite would be a good one, but this one goes for $2,000. You can see this one going for $900. They used to sell for about $300, but since people realized that Season 21 is moving forward, they decided to sweep that floor as well. So getting a Triple Launch with a Cottontail backlane is a very, very good team that was dominant in Season 20, and them not reducing the damage or shield on a launch will make sure that this season will be infested with those Triple Launch teams until someone finds a decent counter, right? Because if you start playing double Dusks and a Reptile, then we might see a lot more beasts popping through in the meta, because people will deviate from playing Aquas into playing beasts. So we'll see how that all balances out. When it comes to the meta team, that is probably the best team that you can get for yourself right now. When it comes to some other meta teams that will be dominant in Season 20, let's have a look at the Hatsune plan. So the Hatsune, let's go into Classic before we do that. So that is Hatsune, Mosquito, Bidens, and then we have you can go for the Cactus. I think that's a very decent choice. So something like that, and you can grab it at full health. Let's see how much that is. I believe that's 59 health, not speed but health. So 50, maybe 58. Let's have 58 health, 57. So 57, not enough. 58, let's have a look at 58 with an I or an EF from Reptile, it's not the best. You really want to have something like this that's $200 because you want to have it 31 speed so that the cactus always procs. So if you grab something like that, that is a very good Axie. It's versatile as well. You can play it mid lane with a back lane that has an eggshell, so you could be running the aqua that has been popping through a little bit as well, so that is an eggshell shrimp aqua. You can play that on the back lane with a piranha and a blue moon. This one really works well. So we want to play with something that can sacrifice itself so that the Hetsune mosquito plant is playing on its own, and then you can win pretty much any matchup unless you go in versus like a Scarab backlane that we have seen in the triple launch team. But if you're going up against a Reflectile, or if you're going up against Aquas, that plant will not have any issues winning even in a 1v2 scenario. So this team will be very, very good. When it comes to the front lane plant, what you really want to grab for yourself is a Sandal. A beach is probably the better version when it comes to grabbing something a little bit cheaper. So you always want to have Cattail. That will be dominant in season 21 still. You want to go for a high HP, but because I press the fucking origin tag, I'm not going to be able to change that, and I have to type in everything again. So you go Cattail, you go Goda. If you want a little bit more budget, you can go for Sirius. I've seen people use that to great success. You go for a Sandal, and then we have a Beach for that extra a little bit of shield, because you're already sacrificing a little bit of health with that Sandal and with that Goda. So you want to go for maximum health, which I think is 56, and that is about $100, and that plant can serve you in pretty much any team that you will be playing. Double Aqua, a bird and a mech, or a mech and a reptile that's reflecting, or an aqua that's reflecting. This plant will be very, very useful. And the last Axie that I want to show you, because I don't want to make this video too long, we can make part 2 for dominant season 21 teams, is a mid lane aqua that's also very versatile. You can play it in a bunch of setups, and that is a Nemo, that is a Scarab acro. So let's look for that. Scarab, we have an Arco, and we have a Piranha. That mid lane aqua is a very, very good, and the reason why it's good is because you can play it in a bunch of teams. It's also you can also speed it up to be quicker than the bird. So if you grab the 52 speed, which is what you should be doing, then if you speed yourself up once with an acro, you actually will be quicker than a bird. There's not many birds being played around right now, but if you run into some double plants and a bird, you can use this aqua to outspeed it, and then you still have the Scarab to reduce the healing from some Axies. So this was a show of Axies that will be very dominant in the next season. If they are a little bit too expensive, make sure you wait for about 2 to 3 weeks before the season gets going a little bit more and people start breeding these meta Axies, so the price can drop a little bit. But that's it. Let me guys know in the comment section down below, what do you think about the season 21 being launched with no changes, and about the meta teams that we will be seeing. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily playthrough content, and I will see you in the next one.